and basically whatever the hell I want. Hello everybody, and welcome to Gene's Reviews from a regular dude here in my car. You know, if you're already subscribed to me, I want to thank you very much. If you're not subscribed yet, please do it. Hit that button, that bell, you know. That way, you'll be notified every single time I upload a new video. It's pretty rough today. Also, share this with all your friends if you don't mind, and give me a thumbs up. And if you stick around till the end, I have a joke at the end of every single video that I do. Today we're going to check one out, and this comes from the channel The Civil Rights Lawyer. And this one says, cop arrests mom of 3, filming his illegal traffic stop. Says she wins in court. So let's check this out.
Hello.
Hi. What'd I do?
You know your tags are expired?
Expired?
Yeah.
In July.
Today's July 31st. Go inside of the house, or I will take you from your kids and take you to jail.
Kentucky State Police Trooper Myron Jackson got upset because Kristen Johnson was silently filming his illegal traffic stop from her front porch. Trooper Jackson stormed up to Kristen and threatened her, "Go inside the house or I will take you from your kids and take you to jail." When Kristen, the mother of 3 who was a dental assistant, continued to film from her porch, Trooper Jackson grabbed her, forcefully pulled her from her own porch.
Please stop, sir.
Nope. Dragged her across the ground. Kristen's children screamed and cried, watching helplessly as their mother was violently handcuffed and dragged away to jail. After being released from jail the next day, Kristen had to walk several miles home, and when she got there, she found the door locked and her kids nowhere to be seen.
Yeah, I want to know what happened to the kids.
It was around 9:45 p.m. on July 31st, 2024. Kristen Johnson was in her pajamas putting her kids to bed when she noticed police lights in her driveway. She walked outside and she saw her mom, who she was not expecting, pulled over in her driveway by a Kentucky State Trooper.
Hello.
Hi. What'd I do?
You know your tags are expired?
Expired?
Yeah.
In July.
Today's July 31st.
July.
It's expired.
Naturally surprised by this, she walks outside to see what in the hell is going on.
It's supposed to be through the month of July. If the tag says July and it's July 31st, it doesn't expire on the 31st. It expires the 1st of August.
But immediately she was
I thought
met
that was
by
just
resistance
obvious.
and threats by a Kentucky State Trooper named Myron Jackson.
Dude, what do you mean?
Hello. Go back inside for me.
This is my mother.
I understand, but this is my traffic stop, so go back inside.
They said my tags
But
are
it's her
expired by
property.
July the 31st.
Well, I'm not going to ask again, so go back inside. Or you can go to jail.
Are you
Fine.
serious?
Ask one more time.
Kristen, go inside.
And I have 3 children.
Okay,
in here.
we'll go inside with your
And my
children.
children were the ones. Please.
Trooper Jackson had just pulled over her mother in her driveway for allegedly having expired tags. But Trooper Jackson, who was apparently brand new, just graduated from the academy in 2023, had pulled over this woman illegally because her tags were actually still valid. Shocked at what was happening and the way that she was being treated, and observed her mother being treated, Kristen went inside and got her phone to film.
I will not say it again.
Good.
Y'all make me, hey, y'all give a bad name to cops. You know what? You acting like that.
Yeah.
There is no sense in
That's
that.
the
What's
truth.
so-
License and your insurance.
No sense in at all acting like that. None whatsoever. That's rude. Very rude.
We'll call and complain.
I will. I
Okay.
will call and complain. I mean, it's bullshit. Literally. Acting like that. If my tags aren't expired.
They absolutely are.
How? But it's July.
Expires July 31st. Today is July 31st.
Dude, what?
No, they're good
Since-
through
Since
July
when- since when
31st,
did this
you
start?
dumbass.
Okay, I told you to go inside.
She came outside silently onto the sidewalk in front of the front porch of her home, and she began filming approximately 25 feet away from this illegal traffic stop that was occurring in her driveway. This was apparently something that Trooper Jackson just couldn't put up with. This mom of three
Well, that's
standing in her
perfectly
own front
legal.
yard 25 feet away filming what he was doing. He then had to apparently obstruct himself by stopping his illegal traffic stop and apprehending this dangerous criminal mom of three dental assistant.
Okay, I told you to go inside. You're interfering with my traffic stop.
Trooper Jackson claimed that she was interfering with his traffic stop. However, let's look at the actual facts as shown from his body cam. She did not reapproach Trooper Jackson. She did not pose any sort of threat to Trooper Jackson. She did not say a word when she began filming from the sidewalk in front of her house. She did not interfere with the traffic stop in any way. She began filming from approximately 25 feet away with her hand on her hip. She was wearing pajamas. Nevertheless, Trooper Jackson stopped what he was doing, approached Kristen, and reiterated his command to go inside. Go inside of the house where I will take you from your kids and take you to jail. Kristen responded that she had a right to record from a safe distance.
If you step back outside,
Right.
you will be arrested.
It is my right.
You will not interfere with my traffic stop. Go inside of the house, or I will take you from your kids and take you to jail.
You're
Go inside the
interfering
house.
with it.
For
She's
what?
not
For
at
coming
all.
outside of my house?
And it was because of Kristen's assertion of her constitutional rights that Trooper Jackson then grabbed Miss Johnson's wrists.
Do not.
You're under arrest.
For what? Are you serious? Are you serious?
Forced her hands behind her back,
You're
Do
under
not.
arrest.
Do not. Do
under
not.
arrest.
Are you serious?
You will not interfere with my traffic stop.
and placed her in handcuffs. As he then escorted Kristen in handcuffs towards the police cruiser, Trooper Jackson yanked her arm. Kristen was barefoot over gravel, so when Trooper Jackson yanked on her arm, it caused her to fall onto the gravel. So then Trooper Jackson dragged her across the gravel to the police cruiser. As a result,
he needs
Kristen
to
suffered
go to
scrapes
jail.
and bruises when she was dragged, handcuffed across the gravel. Trooper Jackson then pushed Kristen on her hands and knees into the back of his police car. Did he seatbelt her into the police car? No, he didn't. Trooper Jackson then departed the scene that way, with Kristen crying and pleading about needing to be with her kids.
Oh, I warned you.
I hope she sues the living shit
Meanwhile,
out of
her
him.
children were crying and screaming inside the house. Trooper Jackson didn't even bother to pause for a moment to check on these children, a 2-year-old, a 7-year-old, and a 10-year-old that he, having took their mother, left home alone in that house. Yes, the grandmother was there, but according to family court orders, Kristen's mom was not permitted to be alone with the children. And that's the only person
Okay.
who Trooper Jackson left alone with those 3 kids.
The kids are crying.
Get your insurance.
The kids are crying.
Get your insurance.
Damn. Wait, I'm coming, you all. I'm coming. Mike, tell me what you're doing to the kids. I can see you don't give a damn.
Nope, when I tell you to do something, you do it.
He's a
I don't
heartless
know where
prick.
you come from.
Screw this guy.
Yeah, I don't know. He was dragging my daughter through the concrete. Probably.
You don't resist when you're placed under arrest.
Oh, my God. My daughter's never been under arrest. My
You
daughter's
do
never
when
done
it's an
nothing.
She's
unlawful
under
arrest.
arrest now.
And it
For
wasn't
what?
lawful
What is she
at
under
all.
arrest for?
Obstructing governmental operations and
Oh
resisting
my
arrest.
God! She was standing outside on her porch.
I don't
ma'am.
think there's a
She was
judge
standing
out there
literally
that would
outside on her porch. I promise
agree
you.
with that.
I promise you, that was all my daughter was doing. That was it. And he arrested her.
It's your current address on your license?
Yes, it is.
Okay. All right. I don't want to see this back on the road, or I'm going to tow it.
See what? Do what now?
If I see
Suck
this
it.
back on the road and the registration's still
Ma'am,
expired, I will
ma'am,
tow it.
are my tags expired?
Registration is not expired.
Ma'am, are my tags? He said my
You're free
tags are
to, you're
expired.
free to go.
He's taking my daughter to jail, ma'am. Please let me get no.
Trooper Jackson charged Kristen with 2 misdemeanor charges. One is obstructing governmental operations, and secondly, with resisting arrest. However, since the stop of her mother in her driveway for tags being invalid when in fact they were valid, since that whole stop was unlawful, Kristen could not be guilty of obstructing. The alleged obstructing in this case was
Yeah.
interfering allegedly with the traffic stop of her mother. Miss Calvert's tags read July 2024, and the date was July 31st, 2024. Trooper Jackson's belief that the tags were invalid on the last day of the month relies on an incorrect reading of the statute. The statute itself says that the registration is good for, quote, 12 consecutive months. In Kentucky, the expiration date for any type of license means that it is valid through that date. So the last day of the period being computed is
12:01 a.m.
Trooper Jackson's incorrect reading would mean that every driver in Kentucky just happens to have invalid tags on the last day of their birth month, regardless of whether they had already renewed them, since the new registration only takes effect on the first day of the next month. Because there was no probable cause to stop Kristen's mother on July 31st, 2024 for having tags that were not expired, that traffic stop was not supported by probable cause, and therefore the entire stop was unlawful. Even if the stop was lawful, Kristen still could not have committed obstruction because that requires an affirmative interference with governmental functions under Kentucky law. Approaching a traffic stop to film from a safe distance cannot be affirmative interference. She didn't actually interfere. She didn't get in the middle of it in any way. Lastly, even if that stop was lawful, she could not have resisted arrest because Kentucky law requires the use or threat of physical force or violence against a trooper. Trooper Jackson stated at the probable cause hearing that he believed that Kristen just tensing her arms constituted resisting arrest. But that's clearly not the use of physical force against an officer that's required under state law. For these reasons, after a contested hearing where Trooper Jackson testified, the judge in Franklin County, Kentucky, dismissed all of the criminal charges against Kristen for lacking probable cause. That means not only was it an illegal traffic stop, it was also an illegal arrest and also an illegal malicious prosecution, where he still tried to prosecute her for the non-crimes. Just a few days ago, Kristen's attorney filed a federal civil rights lawsuit, so that process is just beginning. I look forward to seeing Trooper Jackson being held accountable for his civil rights violations here.
Yeah.
But just the lawsuit is not enough. There should be discipline from the Kentucky State Police for, according to a judge, illegally arresting an innocent woman at her home. Let me know what you think in a comment. You can keep updated by subscribing both here and at the blog.
I think he's way too stupid to be a police officer, in my opinion. I think he should be fired. I think he should do some jail time for the way physically assaulting that woman by dragging her across the gravel and everything. He should do some jail time for that, and he should never be a police officer. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Now, how about a joke? What video game do you play on the toilet? Call of Duty.